And that's what game. Eric Alucard in Castlevania Judgment is like a little piece of shit. I swear.
He is, honestly.
What happened to you?
What did they do to my boy?
Well, yeah. Let me post some stuff real quick, and then we can get this shit.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I have a weird love for Castlevania Judgment. I don't care what Annette tells me.
It's funny, okay, guys. It's a silly little game.
It's a wild ride.
And we got bisexual Carmilla, so it's all good.
Yeah, we're doing great.
Bisexual.
Like, I remember back then,
Jester Carmilla.
Like back then, like when I was first making all my OCs, like a whole bunch of my OCs are based off of Castlevania characters. Like they're either descendants or like reincarnations or whatever. And I was like, I love this.
I'm having fun.
Yay! I posted a picture one time. This was like a long time ago of one of my OCs who is a descendant of Maria, and people are like, "This is just a version of Maria." I was like, "Bestie, I'm gonna hold your hand and tell you this." No, kind of, but no.
Like, listen.
And plus, I'm like 15 and I made him. And also, he has a tan. And he's like a dirty blonde. What are you doing? What are you talking about? But I still have a love for all those OCs. I do occasionally draw them sometimes. I want to draw more of them. I recently drew my OC Rose again, who, don't judge me, but she is a Castlevania Legend of Zelda mashup character because I can do whatever I want.
This sounds great.
It's okay, Smash Bros.
Yeah, Smash Bros. Smash Bros. Lady King.
It's okay.
But I'm excited. But like at the same time, yeah, I should really draw more of my Castlevania OC so I can smack about lore. Because I don't get to smack about lore often.
you can make them better.
I have over a decade of OC lore that I don't talk about. 40 plus characters, guys.
Damn. I have like 10.
But like, I have a lot of lore.
I have an approximate knowledge of many lore.
You only know my swag.
No judgment here. No puns intended either. But keep in mind, when I was designing some of these characters, I didn't have a lot of reference for their weapons or like outfits or something, so I had to use judgment as my references.
Damn.
Wow.
Crazy.
I know. I didn't have a lot of friends growing up who liked the same shit as I.
It's okay, I was part of the FNAF fandom.
But, now I'm just looking at stuff on Twitter because I have friends on Twitter now. But, yeah, I think we can yap for another 4 minutes before we officially start.
All right. Yeah, I just quote retweeted the post. It's like, hey, come listen to me yap about Castlevania with a bunch of cool people.
Yay!
I mean, hopefully people can see it. I have a pretty sizable following, but like these days, it's like who sees my shit? Who?
For real. I know. I'm the one who does all the socials, so I'm just like, okay, everyone, come watch, go look.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Hear
ye. She get like a bell gif going on.
Yeah. Talking about hot bisexual vampires.
We got this, guys.
Also, guys, we're also hanging out with my Alucard body pillow I have since I was 16. But,
I'm just chilling with my...
That boy has survived at least 3 moves. He's still chilling on my bed. And honestly, if my grandma came in, I would not flip him over because, I love him.
You just stare at your grandma dead in the eye and it's like, yeah, he's right there.
I bought this with my money. You can't judge me. This was before I moved to where I currently am, but one time my grandma came into my room and she was like, "Aren't you afraid you're going to have nightmares with all these posters on your wall?" And I'm just like, no. Nah, I'm good. I have Alucard right here. I have some characters over here. I'll be fine.
It's okay, guys.
I've been on Zoom calls with my current clients because I do freelance, and I have had a painted print of naked Alucard in the fallen angel classic painting pose, and I do not turn him around. I do not try to obscure the camera in weird angles. It's like you're gonna, and also my clients are both gay, so it's like they have seen naked men before. I was like, you are gonna see naked Alucard, and you're gonna like it.
Yeah, suffer. Also, hello, commenter. I don't know if Jake's gonna put up comments, but I can read off comments.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if that's you either, but we're all vibing. We're all hanging out with gay vampires in some capacity.
Yeah. Okay, I posted on my Instagram.
Oh, I should probably post that onto my Instagram. I was so focused last night on posting the timeline order. Yay, people are making in or like
yay!
Yay!
But
hello, commenters. I finally switched over from private chat to comments. Hello. Thank you for joining us.
Woo! Like we're having a good time. Mm-hmm. Woo. Let's see if I can get some people on my Instagram. Probably not, honestly.
Damn.
Listen,
that's the only place I can yap, bro.
I have decent sized following on Instagram, but it's like I'm still not that popular. Most of the people who like my stuff are X-Men people.
Damn.
Fair, yeah.
I mean, I love my X-Men people. I'm not gonna lie to you, they're great people. But like, you know, I have to like find my people somehow.
Yeah.
True.
Oh yay! I'm excited.
Woo.
But I'm
like
also
getting jittery.
I was like so scared that no one was gonna actually gonna show up, and that's my major fear with like a couple of my lives that I have like either co-hosted or hosted. But like we're doing all good. Is that Ariel I see in the comments?
Yay!
You heard the whole Alucard conversation. But anyways, you look at the time. It is currently 8:30 for me and 10:30 for everyone else. So
yep.
Started, shall we?
Yes, let's.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the intro, so don't make fun of me, okay? Anyway, so welcome to a very special episode of the Comic Fanatic Pod. We're here to talk about Castlevania Nocturne with me, tonight's host, Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, pronouns they, he, and I am here with some very lovely guests who are ready to talk about gay vampires. Whoever wants to go next, you definitely can.
Hey, I'm Aquila. I am Belmonts with 3 L's on Twitter and Blue Sky. I'm also Aquila of Arkham on Tumblr and Archive of Our Own, and I am very excited to be here. Thank y'all for having me.
I'm Kimingo14 on pretty much everything: Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter, TikTok. And I use she, her, and yeah.
Also, hey Austin in the comments section. We were just talking about how you were in Castlevania Nocturne. Do you want to tell us about your experiences there? Well, Austin does that. I guess I should start plugging in the socials. So first of all, because that's my job, you can follow us here on the YouTube channel. Please subscribe. We do talk about things. You know, we have our movie reviews like Aquaman and Kraven the Hunter, because I'm legally obligated to say that, apparently. Yeah, you can watch all of our comic book and media news videos and stuff like that. You can watch all those. We have over a year of content. You can also follow us on our Twitter at Comic Fanatic 69. I wonder who made that username. It was totally Jake, but but if you don't want to do that and you just want to follow me because you love hearing my nasally ass voice and my weird ass obsession with a Canadian superhero team, you can follow me on Twitter at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram at witch_of_Jotunheim. You can also follow me on Tumblr and Blue Sky and North Star Aria. And you can follow me on Red Note, also known as Xiao Hongshu, at Witch of Jotun with a U. And Yeah, and if you go to my link tree, wherever that'll be posted, you can read my Alpha Flight fan fiction because that's what I'm working on right now.
Woo!
Yay!
Yay!
Earlier, my lovely guests named off their socials, so if you guys could text me your socials later so that I can send them to Jake and Cryptid so that I put it in the description later, that would be lovely. I can only stalk you guys for so long. Anyways, let me read Austin's comment real quick. He said, I enjoyed it overall. Didn't expect to enjoy Annette as much as I did after season 1. And sure, Austin. Yes. Richter or North Star? Yes. That's my answer to that. Anyways, yeah. Let's get started with like a non-spoilery thoughts on the season. So I'll let you guys start first. So what did you guys think of the season?
Amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Like for me, like the pinnacle of the show has always been season 2 of the original show, episode 7, For Love. Like for about 7-ish years, I thought, you know, we're gonna get close, but we're never gonna quite reach that high again. Mm-hmm. So this might be blasphemy on my end, but believe me when I say that there are multiple season 2, episode 7 For Love moments in Castlevania Nocturne season 2.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I can go next if you want.
Yeah, you go.
While you get your thoughts together. I liked it a lot. It tied up a lot of like loose ends from season 1, but also leaves like more room to I guess like add on more to it, like maybe to get like another season with a very specific Dampier that I'm not going to get into right now. I wonder who that could be.
Yeah.
Maybe get a ship that we've been wanting for so long and represented besides in Wednesday. Totally don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, guys.
That's just like vibrating.
We're just like foaming at the mouth right now. But I really liked it. It did tie up a lot of loose ends. But like if they hypothetically did end it here, I wouldn't be too mad either. But I would like more because you know we have a game after Rondo of Blood.
Yeah,
exactly.
Corresponding games. We have another game and we have like another thing that happens after that. So we
have
of
course.
Yeah, there's a lot of material to pull from.
Yeah, you have a lot of material from like 4 games and a radio drama. You got
we got this. Okay.
And prequel mangas. You got a lot to work on.
Yes. I guess my thoughts is I completely love season 2. It was beautifully made. Like the animation improved so much since season 1 of like the original show. Like it's so drastic. I'm in love. And like I feel like it really completed a lot of like story arcs for like everyone. Like obviously there's like more room to like talk about to further the story, but like it really felt like they like summed up everyone's characters in a good way. And I don't know, it's just I really enjoyed season 2. Like the autism was going crazy.
For real, like I got no sleep when the season came out because I was like so
literally
a mix of like stress and anxiety, but at the same time like from like IRL stuff plus this, I did not get no sleep. But after I finished the season after work, I just passed the fuck out.
Yeah.
Oh, not me.
I haven't been able to like work on college stuff properly ever since then. Like I've been I'm so behind on stuff right now because my brain is still tweaking.
Same.
No, I saw your socials. I know. So Girl Sutcliffe, thank you for pulling up. I can't read the rest of the comment on like the username, but you said I'm already making an army to go down to Powerhouse if there's no season 3. I wouldn't recommend going to Powerhouse. I'd recommend going to Netflix.
Yeah, absolutely go to Netflix.
Yeah, go to Netflix, not Powerhouse. They want to make this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
They're working on Blood of Zeus as well, so I'm excited for that as well. But this is not a Blood of Zeus thing. This is the Castlevania thing.
Yeah, exactly. The Castlevania show, guys.
Exactly.
The Castlevania episode. Anyways, do you want to just like get on with like characters analysis and everything like that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, honestly, where to start? Because I completely agree with you on that.
Yeah, but I should probably press this to anyone who might be intrigued to watch this show. Spoilers ahead. Spoilers.
Of course.
Yes, spoilers. Lots and lots of spoilers.
Lots of it. every single bit after this point.
Go watch, this is your sign to go watch it.
Go watch it.
Guys, go.
If you've watched it, watch it again.
Come back. I don't care. Anyway, in 3, 2, 1, spoiler time. Anyways, let's start off with Richter. What did you think about Richter in this?
Oh my god!
And I'm not talking about myself, guys. Just letting you know.
Richter, honestly, is my baby boy. He has been personally one of my top favorite Belmonts for a while, even before he got adapted into the show. And I just like even in season 1, because like I was in the trenches defending Richter in that season. So
yeah.
He did get to do a lot more than the first season. Like he felt more of like a character. If that makes sense.
He did. And I love that he is almost like this like subversion, but also what's the right word? He exemplifies everything that a Belmont is. Because he
also loves Black women, so that's great.
Yes, exactly. A Black woman is speaking. Listen and learn. That is the entire crux of Richter's character.
Literally dead ass. He's like the perfect like Belmont himbo, which is what we need.
Yes.
There's like 2 categories. There's like the himbo, and then there's the gay one. But they're all gay, so it's fine. They're all gay.
Yeah, they're all bisexuals.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, if you're a Belmont, you're automatically some flavor of bisexual, okay?
Yeah.
You're over here carrying a whip and doing magic and slutty-ass outfits? Yeah, you're gonna be a little bit bisexual.
Some flavor of bisexuality and also neurodivergence. I feel like that's a through line with all the Belmonts.
Also, seeing baby Richter in that one...
Oh my god.
I was so happy.
Oh my god, and baby Maria looking like Rondo
in her
Maria.
Rondo dress. Rondo dress.
Stop!
Oh, my heart. But no, yeah, Richter got a lot more to do, and he finally felt more of the main character than
definitely.
It was more of like Annette, Maria, and Olrox more than anything as the main characters.
Yeah, and I was not complaining about that because I love those characters also. But I completely agree that Richter really came into his own in this season. Like I remember reading an interview with Clyde Bradley and Kevin Cloyd where they say like this is the season where Richter like does grow up and grow into his own abilities and becomes, a hero.
Yeah.
I agree.
I feel like season 1 was like mostly just to get like establish all the like backstories and just like get everyone's stories in check and such. And so of course like Richter was gonna like backline when everyone else's story is sort of like overshadowing his in a way. But it was just more so, I guess, creating the relationships that Richter's gonna have in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a shame that he's gonna have to get possessed by a fruity ass dark mage player. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hoping we get a 3rd season to see what he does.
Yeah. I want long hair Richter so bad, guys.
Yeah, I want long hair Richter so badly.
Yeah, like I would
absolutely him in the blue jeans. I need to see him in the coat. I need to see him in with the long hair.
The bell bottoms.
I love the bell bottoms. I feel like that's like an Ayami Kojima look. Like you're either wearing you're wearing flared pants or shorts. There's no in between.
And heels that go up to your thighs.
Yeah, the thigh-high heels, the Chanel boots.
It's a shame that Christopher didn't get the Ayami love because damn well.
Oh, I can't remember what I was doing, but I was looking for all the different like official art of the Belmonts, and I got to Christopher, and I was just like, oh, no.
There's not a lot. The most I get was any art that Tom Dubois did, or anything that came from the comic. Christopher does not get enough love, and I am the #1 Christopher stan. I will stand by. But anyways, okay, back to Richter. We'll get back to for another day. That's what Tumblr is for, guys. We'll chat on Tumblr later. But so yeah, like I said earlier, what the fuck? Richter. Like during the scene, like where Annette is like meditating, going through it with the spirits. Like, he's like, oh my god, she holds my hand. Oh my god. It's like
ever since the season drop, I keep joking that Annette thinks she's in Berserk. Meanwhile, Richter thinks he's in like Fruits Basket.
I sent a video of that exact thing to my friend Ariel. And I was like, this is so accurate. Like, literally, it kind of feels like it because she's over here stressing out and like freaking out about like the spirits following her and all this other stuff. And Richter's like,
oh my god,
so happily in love, guys.
Oh my god, she held my hand. Does she like me?
Alucard, tell me more.
And he's like,
he's
Jesus Christ, yes, she does.
That for him. But also the scene at the end where he literally put ice around his his forearms, so that he
Good
can, like,
Lord.
Peak romance.
I was like, oh, he loves her. Oh my god. Yeah, Ariel, I did shout you out.
But and like his burn scars are from him holding her. Like, come on.
Oh my god. Honestly, can I be 100% real with you? I mean, I feel like since we do get a lot more of these two in the show than in the games, but I prefer Richter to be in a relationship with show Annette than game Annette, because we don't have anything on game Annette.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. What's the game?
I love game Annette. She looks awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
But she doesn't have much going on. Like,
this besides her being like, wasn't she like possessed to be like a vampire, but like not? I don't even. That whole thing's confusing to me.
Well, that's the thing that happens in the PSP remake, Dracula X Chronicles, where she does become like a vampire succubus. I don't know. So I mean, at least that did something different with her character. But at the end of the day, she is still there to be saved by Richter. And Maria.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also do love the headcanon in the games that Maria gets adopted into the Belmont clan, so she's Maria Renard.
It's so cute, bro.
I love that.
Now she's a Belmont adjacent family member. Yay, guys!
Yes, what she
deserves. Love our Belmont adjacent family members. That's why I joke about that on Blue Sky.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm so glad to see what happens to him next. Maybe he will get possessed. Who knows what's gonna fucking happen at this point? Because everyone wants to be Sekhmet, apparently.
That was an awesome sequence. But also, my boyfriend and I were joking. It's that scene from SpongeBob SquarePants. It's like, I'm Sekhmet, you're Sekhmet. Are there any other Sekhmets I should know about?
No.
It's the Spider-Verse.
But yeah, do you guys have any other opinions or thoughts about Richter this season?
I feel like he really, like, in season 1, like he had like the huge immense of like PTSD coming through with Olrox, and then he was like able to like face Olrox in the end and just straight up tell him what he had told him as a kid. It was just like, I don't know, he really improved as a character, because in season 1 he was like cocky and just like roughing around with vampires, and now he's like actually doing the shit that he was supposed to do. And it was just really awesome to see him improve as a character and develop into like an actual Belmont.
Yeah. Also, that scene at the end where Richter and Maria are on the boat.
Oh. Yeah.
And they kiss, and then they fall asleep, and then they're like cuddling. Oh my god, it's so cute.
It was the perfect callback to how the original show ended with Dracula and Lisa.
Yeah.
Just holding each other. They're finally at peace. I was like, oh, powerhouse, please.
I'm just like, we're never getting that Soma show.
Like, he's happy and they're together, but at what cost?
Now we're gonna have cool mixed race Belmonts coming up.
Woohoo!
Yay! like I know this is like at least 200 years down the line, but I'm curious what Julius would look like if we ever.
I know, right? I was like, well, he's got some.
Annette got strong genes, but anyways, let's move on. Speaking of Annette, let's talk about Annette. What do you guys think of her?
Best girl. I love her. I loved her in season 1. I loved her even more in season 2. She honestly had one of my favorite character arcs this season. Just her finding that connection through her heritage. Because one thing that the season does really well, and I would love to see somebody, with much bigger brain power than I do, write about it, where it's how colonialism affects various characters and the trauma of that. Because you have Drolta, who is obviously on like the very extreme end of being affected by colonialism and violence and trauma. And then you have Olrox, he's sort of in the middle, and I feel like we're going to get to him eventually, so that's all I'm going to say about him. But then you have Annette, who's on the opposite end of the spectrum, who is a survivor of racial violence and slavery and colonialism, but she finds her healing and peace and strength through her reconnection with her, I guess, religion and her culture and her God.
And that's why I don't understand when people claim that this show hates religion, when it really does.
No.
It just brings up the toxic sides of it. And
it just critiques it.
Like the ones that don't usually get represented. Mm-hmm. So I think that's part of the reason why I like Annette so much as a character in the show. Like when we first got introduced to her, I was like, okay, let's see what they do with her. And then they like revamped her entire character, and I'm gonna talk about this again when I talk about Olrox. But I genuinely like her character arc from season 1 to season 2. Like in season 1, she was like what I'm trying to say. She wasn't like fully there, She was just kind of like figuring it out, everything.
Yeah.
The loss of Edouard and everything like that. Dealing with Richter's bullshit, you know how it is.
She was like closing herself off to the other characters.
Yeah.
Understandably so. But I do like how in this season she's more open and like willing to work with Richter and understand him.
Absolutely.
And I loved their scenes together where they talk about their mothers, their trauma, what they lost, what they suffered through. And it's like, sometimes like that can't be comparable, but you can still like find connection.
I love their parallels with like the whole running away thing, because Annette talks about Richter always running away, but she also ran away. And it was just like they're both connected but in different ways, and I love their like how they clashed at first and then they just start to bond and figure out each other's similarities and differences, because Annette and Richter were not able to like work together in season 1, and towards the end of like season like episode 8 of season 1, they finally started to just like actually communicate with each other, and then they came together in season 2. It was just beautiful to see.
In any other universe, they would be in a Jane Austen romance, honestly.
I would read that.
Yeah.
And like we said earlier, like Annette was going through her berserk moment. But like at the same time, like that scene with her at the end leaving the spirit world back into her like her own body and everything. I like that scene was like super beautiful and super powerful. Like we don't know who was reaching her hand out to fully bring her back in, but someone, I don't remember, I think on Tumblr or like Twitter or something, said that it was like the spiritual hand of Richter or something, and I was like, if that's the case, I love that.
That's what I honestly thought it was. Like that's Richter reaching out for her.
Yeah, also I don't remember his name, but that one god that gave Annette the shield to go like see Sekhmet, he was literally like, here's a shield, go talk to Sekhmet. I can't hang out with her, unfortunately. Bye.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because that's another thing that I absolutely loved about this season and about Nocturne overall, because compared to the original series, there's a lot more, mythology, a lot more religions.
Which is part of the reason what made Castlevania so great is was the fact that they mashed up different mythologies, and not only for their bestiary, but just like in general.
Yeah, it was very interesting to see.
And I love the point about how Ogun, how Ogun couldn't go into another god's realm. And I don't know why. I just really, really loved that little detail.
Yeah,
because like that means Annette has to figure out her shit on her own. Like he can only help her so much.
Right.
Words of wisdom.
It's like here's a shield and some advice. Good luck. I'll see you later.
He's literally a video game like quest giver. It's like, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
But yeah, also the scene where she gets to reunite with her mother. Oh my god.
Oh my god, guys. No.
I honestly teared up at that. There were multiple moments where like I was on the verge of crying this season.
I mean, like, valid. Like, that's completely valid. But like that whole scene where Sekhmet was controlling Annette's body while Annette's over here fighting for her life against this like demon creature thingy. I was like, Annette, you're going through it. Don't worry.
Like, your goodness me.
Your snow bunny boyfriend is here to help you out. It's great. But like, yeah. Well, I forgot what I was going to say, honestly. But she definitely improved as a character. She definitely opened herself up a little bit more to everyone. Yeah. Especially to Richter, of all people. Obviously, she didn't get too much interaction with, like, Juste or Alucard or anything like that. But more Alucard than Juste.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. I love your little moments, Alucard and Annette.
That was so cute.
Also, that scene where she's meditating and Richter and Alucard we're just chatting, and he's like, you should tell her that you love her. that little scene.
It's like such a little shit.
They had a sleepover, guys. Okay, they're just talking about boys.
You know how it be. That's what we all do.
Yeah. I will say though, because like we're on that topic, I would have liked to seen a little bit more interaction with Annette and like Mizrach or Juste, because Nocturne does such a good job at making sure that all these different characters are interacting with each other, even if it's just for like
little scene.
Yeah. I think it would have been a very interesting thing to have Annette and Mizrach chat about like how they interact with religion and everything.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That
because well, like, we'll get to Mizrach later, but like we know what happened with his arc. We know what happens with his arc. We know what happens and everything like that. And like Annette is shown like the more positive aspects of like your folk religion and just religion in general. And I think that's a very beautiful thing because we don't see that often, especially with like this type of situation, because like in the original show, it was like we only got the church for like 2 seasons. Like we don't really get to see the impact of the church happens on these people, but in Nocturne we got to see more of it.
Yeah,
right. Exactly.
Definitely.
That if it's such like a big part of it, we should bring it up more.
Agreed.
And I'm glad that Nocturne did that instead of the original show, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
But is there anything else you want to yap about Annette before we move on?
Just that she is awesome, and I'm very happy for her and Richter. And I'm mad because I know Richter can fight. I know he can handle that.
Live happily ever after, guys. They had their ending. They had their Disney princess ending.
Yes.
And I hope we get to see them in the Symphony of the Night season.
Woohoo!
Please.
I want to see them again. But speaking of Symphony of the Night, you know who you should talk about next? Maria.
Oh, Maria. Yeah, Maria. Oh my god.
I baited and switched y'all.
That's okay, because
this was her crash out season, and I love that for her.
Absolutely. Like she like scared me at some point.
I'm so worried for her, guys. Even like at the end of the season, I'm still worried for her.
I am a concern about Maria. Yeah. Like I literally mirrored Alucard holding his croissant, very concerned, and it's like, oh, is this suddenly not a safe space? Okay.
Also, Mystery Animator is here.
Hi, Mystery. Glad you could come.
Glad you come to hear us yap about bisexuals and vampires and bisexual vampires. But no, honestly, Maria had a very interesting arc throughout all of this. I think she had the most compelling arc about this whole thing. Because, like, from the last season, I guess spoilers, but whatever. Like, we already discussed that. We were talking about spoilers. He witnessed her father trying to sacrifice her to Elizabeth, and then her mother sacrificing herself to save Maria to Elizabeth. So, like, she has every reason to be crashing out over here. And honestly, when she killed her father with that giant dragon thing, I was cheering. I was cheering in the streets.
I was so happy.
Scene, I was also happy. I was also sort of laughing, but it was like that nervous laugh because I had no idea she was going to, like, she literally smited him like, from the face of the earth. He was just
this fried chicken, guys. Yum.
And then Old Man Kennedy was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take that. Thank you."
Yeah, I'll be back later. Bye.
Bye.
And then, like, Juice is over here being like, "I'm not good with teenage girls," and Richter's like, "Get your shit together. You gotta, like, teach her not to crash
bro, you gotta be there for her. I gotta go on my little trip to Paris with Annette and Alucard.
With my girlfriend and I don't even know what my relationship with Alucard is.
Uncle, maybe
uncle. I don't know. Friend, acquaintance,
mentor.
Anyway, let's just hug it out and you go find her.
But yeah, so that scene where she's back at the house with Mizrach, like, watching over just in case, and like Tara pulls up, I was like, oh god, I'm low key kind of nervous.
Yeah,
but like,
I'm actually very glad because when the initial trailers came out, everybody sort of assumed that because Tara had just been turned into a vampire, she would be like under Elizabeth's thrall, like she would be possessed. But I'm actually very like pleasantly surprised and happy that she wasn't, because then we got those like really like fascinating scenes.
Yeah, it was very interesting of Tara and their like dynamic. It was
because you know that Maria wants to keep some semblance of normalcy, even though her mother is in this situation right now. And like Mizrach's like trying to protect her during that scene. And she's like, what the fuck do you know? Like,
yeah, and he said, like, she's a vampire. They can't love. That's just like, oh my god.
Says you, bitch. Bitch, Olrox wants to eat your ass at any point in time. But like, also seeing Maria's like Rondo and Grimoire dresses made me.
Oh my god, I was so happy to see them.
I was like, reference. And I brought this up before we actually started going live. But one thing I like about Nocturne is that they actually allow the references to be come from Richter's and Alucard's games rather than just like referencing whatever. That was like one thing that low-key bothered me about the original show, amongst several things, was that they kept referencing Simon even though this is for Trevor.
Yeah.
I
like
totally get
the
that.
original cover art was a Simon reference. They used Bloody Tears, which is from Castlevania 2. And like, I'm glad that we can actually use Richter's stuff.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm still waiting for the sunglasses though.
The cool sunglasses. Yes, Maria,
guys, come back.
Better have some cool sunglasses on deck and give it to Adrian, okay?
Hey, I want the secret boots. I'm waiting for the secret boots.
Okay, I'm waiting for the green outfit.
I'm waiting for the fairy.
Yes, the fairy, please.
Singing a lullaby. Yes, I agree. But like, I think it'll be kind of interesting if we do get a symphony season, if Maria was wearing the pink outfit that was in the concept art.
I would love to see it so bad. Sorry, Green Maria. I'm all for pink. Sorry.
But like, I mean, pink is more of Maria's color than green any day. Like, I don't have anything against the green outfit. I just don't feel like that's really her. So I love that one concept art with that Ayami.
Yeah.
You know what? We almost got black-haired Alucard. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they brought it back for Arikado. So
yeah, which we'll get to that later.
Like, I'm scared for Maria's booty shorts. Like, okay, girl, I don't know how you're fighting with booty shorts.
Also, I'm like defending. I'm like in the streets in the TikTok comment section, being like, "Hey, maybe like let's not ship a 15-year-old with like a 300.
Yeah, I mean,
guys, calm down.
Like
they keep telling me to play the games, and I'm like, guys, I know more than you guys. Than you do.
Like,
please be quiet.
I know more than you. And this one person was like, do you know more than the developers? It's like the developers never shipped them. They're never a thing. Like even in the radio drama, she was more of a maid to him than anything.
Like at the most, like Maria probably has a crush on Alucard.
That's
like, who wouldn't?
Like there are several people that want to get with him, okay? But he is
Someone commented, "Oh, Alucard and Maria have kids together and they get married." I'm like, what are you talking about?
What? What the fuck?
Where is your evidence? Oh, I see the
it's on Reddit. Go read about it.
But anyway, Maria, we got to talk about Maria. So there was a scene where it was her and Tara, and so Maria was like low-key embracing like the dark aspects of her power and everything, and then she just comes up and is like, no, vampire Tara, fight. Oh my god.
I know vampires and they're all the same. Like, are you sure about that?
Have you met Olrox before?
He killed your daughter.
Oh my god.
Also, yeah, besides people in our comment sections being delusional as all hell. But luckily I love the scene where Juste and Maria just got to like talk, and basically she's able to like bring back her normal power set.
Yeah,
embracing the darkness for a little bit. And like the scene where like Juste and Mizrach were like about to like, you know, just be in case. Okay, when I'm talking about people being delusional, I'm talking about the Alu Maria shippers. Okay,
you guys are great. You guys are great. We love you.
We love the Alucard and Ludmil shippers. I'll even give you Richter card shippers. Okay, like okay. Y'all can't post links, okay? Just kidding. But yeah, no. So that scene where Maria's able to summon her like cat familiar, in its normal state makes me happy. So
that was such a beautiful scene. Like probably one of my like top 5 scenes of the season.
Yeah, and also, then Juste welcoming her to the family was just like, guys,
I'm so happy. But like, that scene where she's in the church being like, everything that's wrong in the world is because of stupid old men. I was like, Maria, where
the currency of the world.
Meanwhile, Carmilla somewhere in hell is like, why do I suddenly feel vindicated?
No,
I feel avenged.
Yeah,
like they weren't wrong. They weren't wrong. It's just the way that some people went about it was interesting.
Yeah, guys.
Like, where is Maria when we need her in the socio-political landscape?
Oh,
please
come back to us.
We need a feral little French girl with a giant dragon more than ever.
Bring Maria. Bring her back in 2025.
One thing I like, I know this might be like reaching, but the fact that she never let down her hair, like put up her hair after that scene for the rest of the season, I thought that was like, I don't know, her symbolism, like her coming to terms with like both sides of her powers.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
like, that was a really good transition for her character, and also I just like loved the way it was animated.
Yes,
I'm worried about the animators. I hope y'all got like
fingers
sleep afterwards and you rested your fingers, but it was chef's kiss. Good job.
Yes, in today's society, we do need someone like Maria. We need, French girl with powers to summon familiars.
Yes.
Kill this bitch.
I know it's probably like reaching, but I feel like they like sort of like referenced her old concept art for like her hair being down. I thought it was like kind of similar to something because of like how her hair's parted to the side, like in her concept art.
That's what it was in Rondo and Grimoire. Because if she's wearing the dress, her hair is down. But in Dracula X Chronicles and even in Symphony of the Night, kind of, her hair is up. Even though in Symphony her hair is up and down. So, but in the concept art, Maria's hair is down.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys prefer her hair being down or her hair being up, but honestly, I don't really care. I like both.
Yeah,
I like both. But I really like the long hair being down. I love it so much. It's an interesting design.
Yeah, I like the hair up as like a character design choice, but I really like the hair down as a narrative choice, if that makes sense.
No, I agree 100%. But like, was it with Annette or was it with Maria? I think it was like the scene where Maria was talking to Alucard about like, are all vampires the same? Because like, you know, his dad's Dracula, duh.
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 Would have thought. Shocker, spoiler alert for something that's been around since the 80s.
Spoiler alert, Alucard is Dracula backwards.
Spoiler alert, Alucard's a half vampire.
How could you?
Spoiler alert, he actually took on a Japanese persona.
Okay, I honestly want
gets the box art
at some point to adapt the Arya storyline just so they can try to come to the terms as like, why does he have a Japanese persona now?
I'll get into it later, but that is like the name that he chose was like, what the hell? That's very funny. Too obvious, Bessie.
Alrighty. All right.
Okay, old man.
Like, okay, I love you. Come back home. The kids miss you. But regardless, yeah, no, just like Maria as a character, she definitely had a crash on. No one's denying that. But the way that she ended in the season was like her reconciling with Richter over like their little fight. Honestly, that was valid that she got upset at him. Because like technically, yeah, he did run away. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like literally, they ran away from that fight, and so basically that caused Tara to become a vampire. So honestly, valid that she would get upset, and the fact that they reconciled at the end made and then she was okay with him leaving to the new world with Annette. So she was obviously sad about it. She didn't want to see him go because that was basically the rest of her family up until like, adopted her into the family. But like,
choosed.
It was a sign that she, like all the other characters, like she had grown up and she's okay with the decision. But I mean, for me, at the same time, the ending made me worried about her.
It was kind of, oh, okay, girl, we need to backtrack.
Have a croissant, you'll feel better.
Agreed about that. But is there anything else you want to talk about with Maria? Because we got a lot of characters to talk about.
I think we covered it.
I'm all good.
Okay. Speaking of Symphony of the Night, we should also bring up Alucard.
Oh yeah, him.
So obviously he's hot as hell. We know this. And he has the white hair now.
His curl pattern, guys.
Because most of his adaptations, when he has blonde hair, it's mostly like either fully blonde or it's like a really light blonde. So the fact to go all white was very interesting.
Yeah.
It was an interesting choice.
Yeah, I think my theory is because he didn't go to sleep for 300 years like he did in the games. Fun fact. Oh my god, spoiler alert for a game that came out in the 80s. But yeah, so I think the fact that he decided to stay awake for so long, he embraced more of his, like, I guess, like, vampiric monstrous side in a way. This is just like me, like, reaching, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, like, in the first show,
you're reaching.
Like, in the first show, he looked a lot more like his mom.
Yeah.
Right.
And in this show, he looks a lot more like his dad, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
And power-wise.
And power-wise, yes.
Definitely.
Like, when he did the dark metamorphosis and all, like,
oh my god, I love that scene.
I was like in bed. I was like waiting for him to do a soul steal. I was like, do a soul steal. Do it.
I thought I felt the earth shake when he did Hellfire. Like I could feel
I was shooketh.
I was shooketh.
Get up.
But yeah, in terms of his design, like I have been like defending that design choice for the better half of a year because understandably a lot of people were thrown off.
Yeah.
Some of it and a lot of it was kind of in bad faith, I will admit. And for me, I think the reason why they went with that design change is, I mean, the obvious reason they want him to look similar to his Symphony of the Night counterpart. But like Richter, like you said, he hasn't been asleep for 300 years.
Yeah.
And Also, I mean, this is probably going into headcanon territory, but he also hasn't been drinking blood because he doesn't want to.
He doesn't do that, guys.
He don't do that.
He doesn't do that besides that one time.
But that one time, yeah. But
I wonder who.
Oh.
But anyway, love his Nocturne design. I love
it too.
Can I be honest? Can I give a hot take? I actually kind of prefer it over his original show design.
Yes,
that is a very hot take.
I kind of wish they would have played more into his original design from Dracula's Curse, where he had like the short hair and he looked a lot more like dad.
Oh, I'm terrified of that design.
Lesbian butch.
He went from black hair to blonde hair back to black hair. It would be. But someone in the comments brought up Alucard, so Alucard and Olrox when they had.
Okay.
I was like, "What do you mean you guys met before?"
Like,
Lord drop.
And Alucard this entire season was just like dropping crazy fact after crazy fact about it. Like, I was on a first name basis with Leonardo da Vinci. Oh, I have a history with Olrox. Are you gonna elaborate on that? No,
guys, please.
Maybe next season, guys, when we actually fully follow Symphony of the Night, and then Olrox is just a random villain in Dracula's castle.
Like Alucard, stop being vague.
Please.
Like that's my job. I don't know. I have a thing for like monster people who give out random lore drops. Because there's this comic book. There's a comic book I really like where there's this Frankenstein's monster character who's really hot, by the way. And he just recently dropped a shit ton of lore, and I was like, where was this lore earlier?
That is Alucard.
That's literally Alucard. Alucard and Adam Frankenstein are like this when it comes to random lore drops to the random like younger characters.
Like,
I need to get you on that. I need to get
back in my day.
I need to get y'all on that comic because it's so good. But so wait, Ariel said Alucard looks so soft this season. I loved it so much, made me happy. Since I've been wanting to cosplay him. Me too. That's been a dream cosplay for years. His first 4 seasons always intimidated me. Honestly,
yeah. I really loved that they went for his like curl pattern, like, and his layering with like how his curls are like more. I don't stylized. It's not just like not non-layered hair.
Absolutely. Like comparing how his hair looked in the first series
to
how it looks in Nocturne, it is such an upgrade. Like, oh my god.
I love it.
I agree. What was I gonna say? Oh, the amount of times that he gets annoyed by Richter's bullshit. That was that right?
That was so cute.
I was like, that sounds about right, y'all.
I think it was either Kevin Cloyd or Clive Bradley who described it as like annoying joy with Richter. I was like, yes, that's what I want.
Like all of Alucard's like soft moments in this made me really happy. Oh, that's where he sees Juice for the first time in years.
Hello, Alucard.
Hey, this can't be good.
Shit.
Fuck, where's the fire?
I was so worried that he was not going to smile this season, but then once we got like the trailer, I was like, oh my god, thank goodness.
Yes, Trevor would be proud. I was playing that on repeat for weeks and weeks. I was living on that high.
Oh, agreed. So there wasn't too much to Alucard this season because like we got so much from the first show and it wasn't really about him.
Yeah, exactly.
Move the plot along. My thing is, he took the place of Richter in this season.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like something that I saw that a lot of people were concerned about leading up to the season is Alucard going to overshine the other characters because he is such an iconic character and he is such a fan favorite, but I really liked how he did kind of take a backseat and was more of like a mentor figure, again, dropping crazy lore facts and wisdom, especially to Richter. Like my favorite scene between them is when they're in the tailor shop and Annette is still like meditating and it's at night and Alucard is telling Richter's like, go to sleep, like I'll look over her, and they have that little conversation where Richter asks Alucard is like, would you change yourself? Would you change
my God.
being Dracula's son? And Alucard's like, no, because, you know,
I wouldn't be here.
I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have known Trevor and Sypha. Like, that just like hit me. Like that was deep, man.
Just passed.
And then he goes,
funk shoeing over here.
Oh, I love that.
But yeah, Alucard and Juice definitely took up like mentor roles this season, and I really liked
it. 2 grandpas.
Hey, grandpas.
The 2 grandpas are gonna raise Maria.
Oh yeah, her 2 grandpas.
Like, that's what we need. We need Just and Alucard to like help raise Maria, not ship Maria with Alucard.
Exactly.
Like, I'm tired, y'all. We've been having the same conversation for over a decade now.
Let's put this to bed.
For real. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Because there's not too much. I mean, the final fight Alucard against Drolta was pretty good.
That was amazing.
But I can't think of anything at the moment.
Countless times line.
Countless times. It's like,
okay, you know what? Since we've been hinting at it, bring up Ludmil.
Take it away, Dasha.
Okay, Adam. So, what was that random comment that you sent me?
What was that about, huh?
Lol.
Okay. We're gonna get what I think we're gonna get.
Hello.
Like, you cannot just, because like no one tagged him, and he just popped up like, "Hey guys, lol."
LOL.
Listen, Adam and Sam, I don't know how the fuck they find some of my shit.
They're over here just being massive trolls, and I love them.
Because like
they're hurting me.
They obviously know about Nocturne of Recollection. Like they know.
They've liked a few tweets about Ludmil from me, and I'm like, guys, don't do this to me.
Don't hurt my soul like this. Like, it's like he only appeared in that one thing. He only has 2 official art. You know, he dies in that same thing. Spoiler alert, I guess. But yeah, I think it would be a really great opportunity to pull such like a niche character out of like such a niche thing that not a lot of people know about.
Yeah, that would be a deep cut.
And like I know in one of like the articles, like
they brought in Drolta.
Literally, and one of like the articles was like talking about bringing Annette's character from like she was she was niche, but you know, so they were like bringing her in and trying to expand on her story. And I feel like, okay, guys, we can do this with Ludmil.
Like I
said, they brought in deep cuts like Drolta and Olrox in it and revamped their characters into like
literally. Olrox had like nothing besides like that Aerials of Sorrow, like
all Olrox had was that one character sprite. That was the only official art he ever had. Was the character sprite. He appeared. You can get his armor in the Sorrow games, and he appears in the final bit of like the timeline, because I talked about this last night. In a book where he gets killed by Julius's protege and a descendant of Grant Dynasty or Dynasty. So so Olrox better survive Nocturne so that we could see him be killed by these 2. Okay.
I feel
Alucard, like come back.
Okay, Ludmil would be hype with his relationship with Alucard. They have more to work with than Drolta from the
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Rickadons of the God's Abyss. I think that's what it's called. I have it in a journal that I wrote it down the name of it, but please give us Ludmil, Adam and Sam.
I've been waiting for 4 years.
We've been waiting for so long. But anyways, I feel like we should move on because we got a couple more characters. I'm gonna start lumping characters together because I feel like it would work.
Yeah.
Juice and Tara. I know we talked about them a decent amount, but what did you guys think about these 2?
Oh my god.
Tara is probably one of my favorite changes in the show because in the original games, I believe she was just
a nun. She was a nun.
Yeah.
Richter and Maria had to save. Yes.
Yeah, she was one of the girls that like they had to save.
The girly pops.
So Richter had to save Maria, and then she helped him save Tara, Iris, and Annette, which we don't have Iris by the way, but she's like a doctor. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't even worry about it. But yeah, going from that portrayal in the games to, I'm gonna say it, MILF Central. Oh my god.
Elvira MILF?
Oh my god, dude, I saw that and we were all freaking out.
But no, I really, really loved her character, even in season 1, especially when we find out that she is also a speaker, and she had to basically run from like pogroms essentially, and then there was her whole like drama and relationship
Vampire
with
Yuri.
Abbot. Yeah, and then there was Vampire Yuri.
You know what? We'll lump in the Abbot with this little bit of conversation.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Because
I know he doesn't have a lot going on this season, but like I feel like we need to lump him in with Tara and Just.
Oh god, yeah.
But yeah, no, I like how like unhinged Tara became after she got turned. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Thanks, Olrox.
Like grinning, like like ear to ear over here when she like hears people getting murdered and everything like that.
Yeah.
And like Old Man Coyote pulls up, behind
her.
But it was interesting because I do really like her sort of gradual descent into darkness. Yeah. But there was also that scene after Maria, asked her to turn her into a vampire so they could be together forever. Tara has that moment of realization, and it's like, what am I doing here? I don't want this. I have to go and find myself.
Yeah. Like she still has the light in her, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you know that she still cares about Maria.
Yeah.
You know that she still cares. And she wants the best for her daughter, and what's best for her daughter is for her to leave.
Yeah, and like
I know that
she stepped aside.
Really hurt Maria and Tara for that matter, but she knew that it was for the best. Maria learned later that it was for the best.
And like it could have been so easy just to have her go full on like Carmilla 2.0, but having that scene in the season made it like more interesting and made her more of a complex character.
Yeah, definitely. Not just like pure lust of like blood.
Yeah. And it brings up the interesting question, which is like, are vampires inherently evil? Obviously not.
No, like we've seen many examples in both shows that not all vampires are inherently evil.
Yeah.
Like even Dracula in this case wasn't inherently evil.
Right.
The reason why he became evil was because he was grieving the loss of his wife, who was brutally taken from him and murdered.
Yeah.
So like his anger is justified and everything like that. And like obviously like characters like Olrox and everything like that, they're not fully evil characters, even though they do have
they're not soulless.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to that line later.
We'll get there.
Okay, Mizrach.
Later, but yeah, no, like the scene with like all the scenes with Tara and Maria, like that she still wants the best for Maria, even if it's like a little bit not the best intent, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So yeah, but like the fact that she's still watching over her in the best that she can, like from a distance, I feel like that's probably for the best in my opinion.
Sort of like how Juice was like watching from the sidelines, and now he's taking forth the role that Tara was doing.
Basically, Tara and Juice definitely swapped roles this season.
Yeah,
they did.
But yeah, luckily Juice got more of the spotlight, so my friend Dusty is thriving right now. Shout out Dusty,
my favorite Australian.
So yeah, got a lot of content. I don't know. I still don't really like the fact that he has like the beard and the mustache. I don't know. Honestly, I feel like after Nocturne, he needs to get back into the interior decorating.
He does.
He's like grandpa, guys.
Yeah.
Let him retire and work on that. Okay, his wife and his boyfriend were brutally murdered by vampires. Let him have something.
I will say, as a huge Harmony of Dissonance stan. I was a tiny disappointed that there was no reference to his interior decorating in this season. Not a single one. How dare they?
Everything that you needed to know about Juste besides that. And I was like, what are we doing here?
How dare they?
His poor shed. He couldn't decorate
it.
No, he couldn't decorate his shack.
But other than that, I loved Juste in Nocturne.
He definitely took up Taro's role, and I feel like that was kind of important for Maria's character.
Yeah.
Maria finally gets that, like, I guess, paternal bit that she needed, because
definitely, yeah,
the Abbot was definitely not doing that.
And you guys magic back.
Oh my god, that made me so happy.
Yes,
he is known canonically in the games as, like, the Magic Belmont.
Yeah.
And for a reason. Like, even if you play the games, like, he's covered in blue aura, bitch. Like, every time he moves, he's covered in blue fucking aura. And, like, yeah, he uses the whip, but he's most known for his magic.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that he was able to get his magic back and gets to wreck some shit.
Good for him.
Speaking of paternal figures, one of them not being so good. So the Abbot this season, he literally let all of his monks die besides Mizrach, because Mizrach is doing his own thing.
I will say, and I don't know if this is like a controversial opinion, I kind of love the Abbot because he is such a messy character. He is so, like, he is hypocritical, but it's just like, oh my god, they packed so much into this character, way more than they did with any of the other, priestly characters in the original series.
Yeah, like, the only one that I can even remember from the original show was that one that killed Lisa.
Yeah,
Bishop. He didn't really get much at all.
Oh no, he was like pure evil, whereas the Abbot, he
got pissed.
He is doing evil, but
he wants to do it for the right reasons, but he's not the right reasons. Literally, one of the first scenes we've seen of him is him having his night creatures bury all of the other monks when Mizrach pulls up. And I want to bring up something. I think I brought it up the last time I talked about Castlevania Nocturne with Austin, is that there's a difference between Hector and Isaac's night creatures versus the Abbot's night creatures.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because, like, if just looking at them alone, there's a major difference, because when Hector and Isaac are making night creatures, they are especially, like, early on, because Isaac's are a little bit different later on in the show.
Yeah.
But you could tell that they were there just to wreak havoc and to follow their master's orders. Isaac's do change a little bit different design wise, but you could still tell that they were made specifically to obey Isaac.
Yeah,
also,
and cater they had more control of what they're creating.
Yeah, and so when the Abbot's making them, you can, like, he has this giant machine. He ain't doing that shit by hand. Okay, go get your little coins. Go get your weapon of choice.
Go get your hammer.
Like, start clinging. Put in the work. But I can agree that the Abbot's night creatures are a lot more aesthetically pleasing to look at. But Ariel, it is your time. Talk about Jacques in the comments, please.
Oh, Jacques.
Talk about Jacques and Edouard, okay? Talk about.
Oh, but yeah, I totally agree. And
Stock commented, the Abbot using the machine is a clear indication it's more quote unquote forced and unnatural compared to Isaac and Hector. Agreed.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree.
But the Abbot was like, and, like, you could tell that he was, like, batshit terrified when Maria showed up.
Well, and he was terrified because I think he already knew that he was going to hell. Like, there was
Ariel, if you want to send me a voice note, feel free, because I don't know if I'll be able to play it on here, but I could definitely, like, listen in and then repeat it. But yeah, Ariel over here is a major fan of the night creatures, so. But yeah, I mean, we can lump in Edouard into this as well. But yeah, no, the Abbot was dead ass terrified when he saw Maria pulled up. She was like, what the fuck is good? Time for you to die, you old stupid man.
Yeah, honestly, I thought they were gonna do some kind of redemption with the Abbot, or like, hey, maybe he would eventually morph into Shaft.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that too.
Which was why I was so surprised when he got smoted off the face of the planet.
I didn't even think about him potentially being Shaft. Oh my god.
But, that was, I mean, you know, Symphony Brain Rot. I was thinking that after season 1.
Brain Rot. But yeah, like dead ass. But I think the reason why I'm glad that he didn't get the redemption arc. No, leave Mizrach alone. Was
Mizrach, you shut up.
I guess the quote unquote redemption was gonna go to Mizrach rather than the Abbot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I feel like it made sense for Mizrach's character for that to happen to him.
Yeah.
My boy got religious trauma.
And we love
Quaking.
We love him for that.
But like, yeah. But also, like, let me get into Edouard because why not? We're already here. But but I like how he basically was like, he didn't want to follow the Abbot. He didn't even want to be a night creature. I mean, hence most of them. So I like how he took charge and basically like was able to get as many night creatures as he can to turn against Urza, Brolta, and some of the other night creatures, and they had a good fight. But yeah, I guess R.I.P. Jacques a second time. Well, you didn't really get a confirmed kill count on Jacques, but it's fine. But also the captain, like the conversation that she had, was really cool, and she looks like that one like ice shade. The knife that you fight when you're in the underground.
Right.
I genuinely was not expecting them to give like that enemy from the games, from like almost all of the games, a character and an arc and a motivation. I was like, damn.
Alrighty.
Hold on, I'm listening to Ariel's things. I have them at like 2x speed right now. Yeah, Frozen Shade. Honestly, those are some of my favorite monsters in the bestiary.
Yeah.
I can never remember any of the monsters from the bestiary, like their names, never remember. And I'm going to Castlevania trivia in a couple weeks. I should probably start researching.
You gotta read up.
You gotta work hard.
Over 600 monsters. Do you think I got the time and the energy to do that?
Do it.
Yes, duh.
I'll try my best, but yeah.
Drink a monster and get at it.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna actually pause this and try to see if y'all can hear what Ariel is saying. So, let me.
People were.
Okay, hold on. Sorry.
So sad when Jacques was killed. Yes, same. I screamed. But yeah, if you want to like try to play this, I don't know if it'll work, but yeah, that made me so upset. I actually did do a reaction to that. But the whole situation with the night creatures, for me personally, I really liked them. That was pretty interesting to see how different they were from Castlevania 1 to Castlevania 2. Speaking series-wise, you can tell that the Abbot didn't know what he was doing. And I'll touch on in like another voice note somehow.
Did you guys hear that, by the way?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And I absolutely agree. The Abbot did not know what he was doing. And I don't know if this was intentional on the writers, on the Deets Bros, but it felt very much like a nod to what is happening with generative AI right now.
Oh, you could definitely make that case. But I got one more to play. Are you guys ready to listen to
them?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
So, I know that you're listening, because you just said you're listening. I'm not listening to the podcast right now because I physically got too overwhelmed, to talk into my phone and listen to the podcast at the same time. The reason why I kind of gravitated to the night creatures so much was probably because of how vastly different they were. I can't really, like, get it off the top of my head very well, but Jacques was an interesting case. I feel like I said it in another voice note already, but that was an interesting case because like it took him a little bit compared to Edouard, where Edouard kind of knew who he was. Jacques had to be like pushed by Edouard to be like, hey,
Hey, Poopy.
Do you know who you were? And to see him kind of just go out, like, at the end, it made me so sad, but, like, also part of me thinks he's not gone because he did brace for impact. I made a whole edit about that. But
I saw them.
It was very saddening, truthfully, but yeah.
There we go. That was my friend Ariel, guys.
Ariel, I completely agree with you. I was so shocked when Jacques, quote unquote, died, because I like to believe same way that you do, that he is not quite gone, because I loved him too much. I loved his design too much. But yeah, I was like, what?
Like, I love the designs of the night creatures in season 2. Like, we get like a bit of like an idea of what was gonna come in the original show with like Isaac's night creatures, especially like with Abel.
Abel.
Yeah,
my boy Abel.
Like Abel was a pretty looking night creature, not gonna lie. But you can still see a lot of his night creatures that they were pretty monstrous. But these guys, no.
Well, I think that it was because the Abbot was not an actual legitimate Forge Master.
Yeah.
And he was just using this machine to presume. Yeah, right.
Like, put in the work like the others. Like I said earlier, get your little weapon of choice, okay? It doesn't have to be a hammer or a knife. It can be whatever you want. Get your little
be a rosary
and start clinking. Start working.
It's the scene from Puss in Boots where you throw a rosary and it's like, pick it up. Pick it up.
Dead ass. But I'm actually kind of glad that he died because he was pretty annoying, not gonna lie.
He did get a little wishy-washy.
I was like, thank God that we just have Mizrach, because I love
Mizrach. Love Mizrach so much.
I'm too attached to him.
Move on to one of the best couples in this entire show.
Whoa!
Yes!
Mizrach and Olrox, let's fucking go!
Yes!
Yeah!
The gays really won this season.
Oh, they really did. The gays, the lesbians, not as much, but we'll get to them.
It's okay. It's okay. My divorce.
We've got the original show for the lesbians.
One thing I like about their relationship is that it started like Olrox didn't not Olrox. Mizrach never really called Olrox by his name and everything.
Literally.
Like that. But season 2, guess what he started to do?
Oh yeah.
Like, seeing the relationship progress with Mizrach's like internalized, I guess you could say internalized homophobia and like his connection with the church and everything. Luckily, he was able to like over time, I guess, overcome that and actually like show that he actually does love Olrox.
Yes.
Like that scene where he's like, "Oh, Olrox, if you have a soul, and I hope you do. Oh my God, I hope it finds you peace."
And like the way he says his name.
I think at that point, Mizrach was like, "Yeah, I think you got a soul, and I'm in trouble right now."
Oh my God, like my heart.
And the fact that he uses his name in that scene as well was like, okay, guys.
Stop it.
Was that the first time?
It was
the first time he said his
no, it was when Olrox went to like go grab him before like he went to like almost get killed by Drolta again.
Oh, okay, all right.
So it was the second time, and then the third time was.
Yeah. Okay, go first. Sorry.
So then it was like the first time, then the second time, and then the last time was when he was like scared.
No.
Yeah, and like here's the thing, he was a monk. He was technically not supposed to be scared of anything. But that scene showed so much vulnerability in him.
Oh my God.
Mystery actually made a really good point about that scene where Mizrach admits that he is scared of death and he is scared of where his soul is going to go after like all that he's done and all that he feels for Olrox. And they said that Mizrach admitting that he is scared, even though being a monk, he's not supposed to be scared of anything. That was one of the bravest things that he could have done, was admit that he is scared of death.
Yeah, and one thing that I like about just the ship in general is that when it comes to a lot of gay couples, like in media, they all look the same.
Yeah.
Like, one thing, and like especially with like interracial couples, it's like usually there's one person of color, one white person. And what I like about this is that it isn't that.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
You know, and
It's no more twinks.
No, exactly. Like neither of them are twinks. Thank God.
Yeah, like Mizrach is buff as shit. I just wish that he was
my bear.
But that's just me.
I mean, yeah. I chalk that up to animation because that was also a topic of discussion when Dungeon Meshi, the anime, was still airing. It's like we all love Senshi, but where is his body hair?
That's where the fan art comes from.
Exactly.
That's where the fan art comes from.
Mizrach Olrox fan arts, get on it. Draw Mizrach with more hair.
Yes,
working on it.
I don't remember. I remember seeing a Tumblr post I think last year when season 1 came out, but basically they were talking about like where Mizrach could be from, and so I can't remember exactly what it says, but it said somewhere that he might be Arab, like like a Christian Arab.
His voice actor is. Huh? His voice actor is.
Oh
yeah.
Oh my. Oh yes. We're thriving.
I think I saw it was either Adam or Sam who confirmed that Mizrach is Turkish.
Yes.
So. Ooh, I love that. I love that. I love everything about that. And like we never see an Arab indigenous couple before. Like, have you ever seen that?
No.
I had to live off of headcanons. I like to headcanon that the Morris clan is indigenous.
I love that.
I've been overanalyzing concept art a little too much these past few days, but it doesn't matter.
I mean, what you gonna do?
Yeah, well, I can do so much. But besides going back to Mizrach and Olrox, but I want to talk about Olrox for a bit because I love talking about Olrox.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But like, I can't remember where I saw this from. I can't remember if it was a TikTok video or a Tumblr post because I'm on Tumblr a lot. Where it was talking about like some people think that Olrox was being a bit sloppy when it came to like his him talking about his progress with like to Drolta and Urzabet, but it said that he was like being intentionally vague or something like that.
Yes.
And honestly, like, am I upset that his beautiful face got branded? Yes, but am I glad that it went away?
That scene stressed me the fuck out.
I was stressed.
Like, I was getting flashbacks to what happened with Isaac and Hector back in the original series. And I was like, oh god, please, oh god, no.
Yeah.
Please let us not go down this road again.
I had a sense that he was like trying to protect Mizrach in that scene when he was being like asked those questions, like, dude.
I mean, protect your boyfriend, man. Protect your boyfriend.
But yeah, I loved how far Olrox went to not only like make sure that he survived, because he was doing that in season 1. Like he was all about, he wasn't necessarily like fuck you got mine, but he was definitely like all about self-preservation, whereas in season 2
and that's where Olrox pulls up to stop Mizrach from fighting night creature Drolta, which we'll get to in a little bit. And where Mizrach is just crying in his arms. I was devastated.
Guys, he's in the trenches.
Guys, literally.
Like, you know that he wanted to fight, but Olrox knew that it was not a good idea.
Yeah.
One and the scene afterwards, I think it's in the following episode where Mizrach is basically telling Olrox to piss off. He's saying like, I know what's worth dying for and what's not. I kind of interpreted that as Mizrach saying like, stop trying to protect me, stop trying to keep me from danger because I'm not worth dying for. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, Mizrach cries so much in this season, and honestly,
this is so funny. I had a dream that I had a dream of like a Castlevania Nocturne trailer, and there's like 3 angles of Mizrach crying. I'm like, guys, he's crying. I predicted it.
I have the sixth sight.
I have the prophecy that he cries in 3 different angles, and he does.
He does. He cries in 3
Can
different
you angles. Dream up Nocturne season 3?
Oh wait.
Yeah, I'll try to do that, guys. Don't worry.
I was sent another voice memo. You want to listen in?
Yes.
Yes.
Shout out to Ariel again, by the way.
Okay, so I just saw a comment as well, saying that I'd like to believe that Edward saved Jacques at the last minute. Same. And I did comment back to that as well. Truthfully, his death didn't make too much sense to me. We don't see him bleed. We don't see anything broken. He just kind of braces and he's down. It was very off-putting and odd. Again, I'm not listening to the podcast, so I have no clue what you guys are actively talking about.
Gay people.
So you probably have asked this by now, but that stood out to me and did stick with me for quite a few days, hence why I went to make the edit, which thank you for watching that. I very much appreciate it. That took me like 3 hours to do because I tried not to cry through it because I love Jacques. I'm so happy to hear that I'm not the only person that loves him. But yeah, I like to think that he didn't pass. It didn't make sense. All we hear is a crack. But nothing else. And we don't know if he's gone. It's like a loose end that is not tied, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely.
He's a survivor. Jacques the survivor. Like Alexa played Survivor. Like
he and the Ice Shade are hanging out.
Yeah, they're all just vibing.
Yeah.
Don't worry, he went on the boat.
He's gonna go back to his human boyfriend. Don't worry, it's fine. But going back to it, there is a scene. Okay, so the scene where Olrox pulls up and is fighting Drolta. Finally, I've been waiting for this scene for a while. And he sees that Mizrach got seriously hurt with Alucard just like there, you know. His pupils dilate. And he's like,
I love that shot.
Fuck this bitch. I gotta go save my boyfriend. And that's what he does. And then like Alucard just drops more fucking lore being like, oh yeah, this reminds me of that one time that you saved me. Protect him. Like
he's a good man.
Like yes, he is a good man. Protect your boyfriend. And yes, fruit on fruit violence. I agree.
But then in that very same scene, Olrox literally turns to I assume a manifestation of death, literal death, and says, "Old man Coyote, he's not for you." Like
dead ass, he is not for you, bitch. Go
this
bother
is my man's.
That went hard. That went hard.
Yeah.
But should we talk about that one? Yeah. You know the one. You know the one.
You know the one.
You know
the one.
So for the audience who doesn't remember, I'm gonna give you a little. Okay. So this is at the end of the series. Olrox is holding his boyfriend Mizrach in his arms and puts him on a bed, right? We don't know where this random place is, but that's okay. We don't need to know.
Dasha's gonna explode.
Mizrach expresses that he's terrified of dying and where his soul's gonna be. And Olrox is like, you don't have to fear anymore, my love. And then holds his hand and then bites him. And then like obviously like Mizrach was a little bit like he was like shocked at first, but then he kind of accepted it. My heart. And then later on we cut to Olrox waking up from bed or whatever.
He looks so good there.
No, and one thing that is a bit different that you see from season 1 and season 2. So in season 1 we see Mizrach looking out the window with the sun face like on, right? But then in that one scene he's next to the sunlight, closed curtain, and I was like, oh. And then we see the pointy ears, and then we see his eyeballs.
Oh my god,
that's
y'all.
Like the Anne Rice interview with the vampire of it all. It was so good.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like that scene where like Mizrach goes to bite Olrox. Oh my god. I was like, sex scene when?
It's weird, but it's also interesting because I still see a lot of people interpret that scene as Mizrach attacking Olrox, which I mean at a first glance it does, but then you think about the nature of their relationship and what Mizrach had to go through to get to this point. And it's like, now they're just
gonna. Plus, like many people have brought it up before, but you can compare vampirism with queerness as a concept.
Yes.
So I feel like that Mizrach turning into a vampire is him finally embracing his queerness and everything, and he's finally like free from the, what am I thinking of? From the constraints of the church, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
and like
Dunn said, "I come here, fuck boy."
And like another thing is, I translated the song in the back, and when Mizrach faces the camera, the lyrics is "filled with happiness." That was the lyric, and it just kept saying "filled with happiness." And then when he goes down on Mizrach, on Olrox, the next lyric is I forgot how it goes, but it said pleasure.
Oh shit!
No,
I'll post it on Twitter for you.
Please do tag
me.
But
I was like, guys, this is crazy. And with like the scene with like when Olrox is like laying on the bed, the lyric was "my heart" of like something heart, and I was like, guys, this is the perfect lyric.
Oh my!
So it is like Mizrach's vampirism is happiness, the queerness. So
please animate that. Like I know there are the animators online that are just like ready. They're like ready. The fan artists.
They've got their ready.
I need all of it. I need to consume all of my toxic yaoi that isn't so super toxic yaoi, please. Because if you want some toxic gay pitches, we'll get to that. We'll circle around to the gay toxic gays. But yeah, no, I just love how how full circle their ship came. Funny enough, it first started off with Olrox pinning Mizrach, and then it ends with Mizrach pinning Olrox.
And I think I definitely posted about this on my Tumblr and Twitter, the parallel of their first, intimate night together. We see Olrox completely naked, and we see Mizrach sort of half clothed or starting to get clothed. Whereas in this sort of last scene, we see them being intimate together. It's Mizrach who is completely nude, and it's Olrox who...
Yes, with the blanket.
Yeah.
That scene changed my brain chemistry.
I cannot stop thinking about it.
Also, yes, I was happy to get more of Olrox's backstory because it actually gave him something.
Yeah.
We finally got more on Olrox, and that made me so happy because he was basically a nothing character. Like I said earlier, the most he got was him taking over Graham Jones's cult in that one book. That's all we got, and he dies in that book.
It's funny though, because
he survived that entire goddamn timeline only to get killed by two people. Two protege vampire hunters.
It's funny though, and I don't know if this is just like the wiki pulling some bullshit like it usually does, but in that light novel, Olrox apparently has he's very curious about humanity. At one point he tried to overthrow, it was either Death or Dracula. So I feel like the show might have taken a little bit of that characterization. I'm not sure.
All we have on Olrox, okay, from the games is that he, he's a vampire. He likes to do his own thing. He wears purple and he turns into a big green monster. Okay,
a big green gooba monster.
Yeah, and did we get all of that? Yes. He does not look like Count Orlok from Nosferatu, which is where his name comes from.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got so much more with Olrox, and it's not just the character designer, but the voice actor.
Yes.
Not his name, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just seeing him in clips from this show versus clips from Reservation Dogs or some of the other stuff that he was in is night and day. No.
Everybody go watch Reservation Dogs and Dr. Sleep. He's amazing in those those media.
Zen McLaren, I think that's what his name is.
Yeah.
If I ever meet him, I'm gonna be please sign my Olrox stuff when I have it.
The best change for me, and there was all of Olrox is a great change from Symphony, but the absolute best change that they did with him was make his monster form, the big green lizard creature, reflect his Aztec culture and make it's literally Quetzalcoatl.
Yes,
dead ass. And I love that for him. Because it also leads into the stuff with Sekhmet as well, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
like how gods become like corrupted and all that other stuff and become demons. I'm not saying that that's what happened with Olrox, but I'm just wanted to put that up because we're gonna be bringing up segment later. But yeah, I just love everything that they did with Olrox in this because they actually gave him a character.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just like a whatever thing, you know.
I'm still wondering about like how his lover looks like. I want to know more about their dynamic.
I want to know, but at the same time,
Olrox, please.
Literally.
I want to know about his former lover so bad, but at the same time, I have like crafted my own vision of what his lover looks like. So I feel like if they were to introduce,
I need to finish mine.
If they were to introduce him, part of me would obviously be very happy, but the other part would be like, oh, that's not what I thought.
Yeah. They did
right, yeah.
They did Olrox a favor by giving him hair. Agreed.
Good lord.
Well, actually, it's funny that you mentioned that. I think it was a while back. Sam Dietz actually posted a very very rough concept of Olrox for the show, and
his eyebrows.
All the hair was in his eyebrows. I mean, it was a great sketch.
I mean he was like originally, or Olrox was based off of Count Orlok from
obviously.
So obviously, him and Broader from Portrait of Ruin look a lot like Orlok.
Yeah.
So honestly, the fact that they changed him so much was insane.
Yeah. I mean, if they were ever to adapt Portrait of Ruin, I would be all for that because
I would love them to adapt the Morris clan in general. To be honest,
yeah.
Maybe and Adam, Sam, if you're watching this, can you make the Morris clan indigenous for my headcanon?
Please.
Also, Eric Alucard needs to be there, please.
Oh, absolutely! Do not separate them.
No, they are not allowed to be separated. Okay,
no.
Don and Eric not allowed. My boyfriends need to stay. Okay, my doomed Yowie has to stay. Okay,
everything's doomed Yowie in this franchise.
Dead ass. First, it was Alucard with Grant and Trevor and Sypha, his doomed polycule. You know, and then him and Ludmil doomed Yowie. You know,
Leon and Matthias.
To an extent, like another doomed polycule, which is the Harmony Trio.
Obviously.
Harmony Trio. Oh my god, the Harmony Trio. I love them.
Isaac and Hector.
Oh my god, the boyfriends. I just think it's funny that Hector, like if we're sticking with this ship, I think it would be funny if Hector broke up with Isaac only to get with his sister.
I'm still mad about that.
I'm upset that we didn't get Julia at all. Like people drew fan art of what she could have looked like.
Yeah, I remember that.
But we're getting off track. We'll talk about more Castlevania stuff after the live.
Yes.
But yeah, love what they did with Olrox in this show. Love Mizrach.
Mizrach, I'm too attached.
I adore Mizrach.
Like I didn't expect to love him so much, and now that he's a vampire now.
Oh my god, I fear Old Man Coyote because I feel like if we get season 3, I don't know. I feel like he's still gonna go towards Mizrach.
Oh.
Okay. Something funny about Olrox and Mizrach's voice actors is how Zen McClernand is shown in credits in the beginning of each episode, and then the credit after is Aaron Neal. Oh my god. But hey, there's another toxic gay ship that we need to talk about. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we get to them?
Just that I love that the love is coming around for Mizrach because I've seen so many out of pocket comments that was like, she was such a nothing character. He was boring in the first season, and now it's just like fucking vindication.
No, fuck Lenore. I hate that bitch so much. How dare you bring that bitch up in this?
No, I saw that Tumblr post. I was like, guys, we're not comparing them.
I hate her. It should have been Julia or Rose or even Rosalie. I would take Rosalie, even though she canonically died because that's the point. But I want to bring this up before we do like our last batch of characters, was that I've been seeing a lot of people post like you know that Barbie meme where it was like game show thing. I don't know why, but it low-key bothers me when people do that with Castlevania. It's because there's so many great designs. Like
I love both designs so much.
Like Drolta and Olrox, they definitely got their upgrades. No one's denying that. However, like, are you really telling me you don't like Alucard's design in the games?
Literally.
What?
Guys, come and Trevor design in the games, guys. Do not diss on him.
I'm so glad they chose his game design for Dead by Daylight.
Literally, I miss that design so much.
Like, so legs, how do you not like Alucard's game design? What the hell? What the fuck?
How do you guys not like his any of the game designs? Like, obviously, like some of them I get it. Like, no one likes Drolta's game design, okay? That old hag. But
biggest upgrade ever.
Yeah, I was like, I will fight to defend the games with my life.
Literally.
Besides the point, let's talk about our toxic Yuri over here.
Oh,
which I was surprised that they chose to do Elizabeth Bathory instead of Elizabeth Bartley.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, Elizabeth Bartley is the niece of Dracula, allegedly. I read the comics, not really. She just kind of took up on that title. And basically, she was inspired by Elizabeth, but she wasn't Elizabeth in this situation. No. She was kind of her own thing. Mm-hmm. She made her debut in Bloodlines with Drolta, funny enough. They both die in that game.
They both die.
But we do get to see Elizabeth again in the Richter Belmont comic, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we should talk about Drolta first, because she got a lot.
Oh my god,
she got a lot to this. How do you feel about her night creature design?
Love it. I love it.
I saw someone online say that her hair kind of looks like droopy tits.
What? What kind of tits are you looking at?
What kind of tits are you looking at?
but yeah, so there was a reason why when I was watching season 1, I was like, man, Drolta feels more like the main villain than Elizabeth does. And then season 2 comes along and is like, oh my god, that was the intention the entire time. They done bamboozled us.
Literally.
I always felt like Elizabeth was going to be the cop out. We got 2 people talking about the game, how the game designs. So Ariel is like, I literally competed with an Alucard at Holiday Matsuri 2023, and they did his Symphony of the Night outfit. The work was stunning. I can't comprehend why people don't like the game design.
Yeah.
Ayami did such an amazing job with her design, so I can't.
Okay, sorry about that. I got booted off for a second.
Yep, you good?
But yeah, I'm good now. I just got booted off real quick. And so Stock is like, would be cool if they got Ayami Kojima to work on the show. Wonder if it's possible. Probably would be expensive as hell.
Yeah.
She is living her best life right now. I would honestly love if they were ever to do a box set of the original series, or even Nocturne. I would love for her to do the cover art for it.
That'd be so cool.
I know that her and Tom Dubois, who did some of the older Castlevania art, they did art for Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which was really awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
But okay, Drolta, we got to get to Drolta.
All right, Drolta.
But game design's awesome, cool.
Yeah.
But Drolta, okay, yeah, we really did get bamboozled with it was like a bait and switch over here.
It was
too, because I always feel like she was more in charge with it, and then we got her backstory with how she.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
And everything like that, and how we talked about this before the live started, but how she basically used her devotion to Sekhmet in a bad way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And how we learned that Sekhmet is not only the goddess of war, but also a goddess of healing and all this other stuff.
Right.
I think they were mashing up Sekhmet and Bast a little bit, but it's fine. Whatever. I don't care. We'll talk. We're not going to get into a lot of mythology stuff right now. We do not have the time.
We could be here all week talking about mythology.
But I mean, the hooves are pretty cool. She has pretty cool hooves. but the scene where Elizabeth was really pissed off at the Abbot.
Oh my god!
He didn't want to bring, where he didn't know if he could bring her back, and she was like, "You better fucking bring her back, I swear."
But like that scene, and also the scene where she's cradling Drolta's corpse.
Oh my gosh,
like,
that broke me.
That was enough to like give her the sort of like characterization that I feel like was missing in the first season. Because again, in the first season, they're setting everything up. They're getting all of the chess pieces in order, and then season 2 is like okay, we're going straight into the plot. So, but those two scenes, like they gave Erzsébet like just that little bit of depth that she needed.
Yeah.
And plus, like, we do get to see her human design, which can
oh my gosh.
I
prefer her human design over her vampire and her furry design. So that's just me personally.
Okay, to be fair though, she was a little fucked up on goddess blood, and that's why her like Sekhmet furry design looked a little bit off.
She looked a little bit like eat a Snickers, okay? You're not you when you're hungry.
Colonialism is one hell of a drug.
But no, like, to know that Drolta went to Erzsébet and be like, I can make you a god, and then at the end of the season, we just see like, oh yeah, you were never actually a god, and this kills her, and then just
literally,
her into
I was
like,
what the fuck?
Funny. That scene where she just like threw her body in the bushes was so funny.
She pulled a Lestat, guys.
Drolta was playing like 5D chess all those centuries. Meanwhile, Erzsébet was playing checkers.
For real. No, she was playing Uno.
She was playing Uno.
But like, finally, a villain that's actually fucking evil.
Yes. True.
And plus, like, a woman of color as a villain, slay. And an actual like good villain too, like, oh my god.
Yeah, a good villain with like a good backstory, very understandable motivations.
I wish Austin was here. I wish Austin was here to give his piece on Drolta, but I can always hit him up later about it. But yeah, like, I just love how Drolta finally became the villain that she deserved to be.
Absolutely.
Because like, even from season 1, you know that she was like definitely pulling some sort of strings.
Yeah, she was definitely scoping out.
It felt wrong that she was a lackey, you know?
Actually, like, going back and rewatching season 1 with season 2 Drolta in mind, all of her scenes make so much more sense.
Yes.
Like they carry something completely different. It's like, you motherfuckers.
Also, I like how the final fight like started with like Richter and Alucard fighting Drolta, but then Olrox comes in later.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Like, Olrox was like fighting for his life in the beginning, and now, ooh.
He was like, "Fuck you, bitch."
That's what you did to my husband.
Oh, you're gonna try to get your lackeys to almost murder my boyfriend? Like, how fucking dare you, bitch? Like, fuck you, bitch. Like, we're gonna have some humans over here fighting
crime.
These people. We're gonna have night creatures fighting against your bitches. You know,
the gays versus lesbians.
The gays versus the lesbians. Yep, I agree.
God's most hated Yuri.
Oh my god. But like, speaking of Erzsébet, she didn't really do much. This. Like, Drolta was definitely like doing everything. She was kind of
yeah. Like,
she's just getting on her girlfriend.
Like as a character, Erzsébet is like very basic. She's very the traditional, you know,
Castlevania villain.
Castlevania villain. But as a concept, like, you know, as like this representation of like colonialism and white female privilege and cultural appropriation, I feel like they did a really good job with that. And the scene where Sekhmet / Annette is telling her, is like, it's time to go home, like, you did enough's enough, you've had your tantrum, and Erzsébet is just like so pathetic. She is so upset because she's spent like all these centuries being told,
yeah,
you're a god, you're the Messiah.
Like she got bamboozled by Drolta.
She did.
Yeah, Erzabeth being a fraud was definitely the point. Definitely.
Oh yeah, and just when like she is throwing a tantrum and crying, and just like it made so much sense for that to be the culmination of her character, and also getting booted into the bushes.
Also, Annette's Sekhmet design, I love it, and I
kind of wish she kept the long
hair.
Yeah, God, I wish she kept the long hair. Damn it!
But it's okay.
Don't worry, there's still time, guys.
We got time. We got
Richter and Annette to grow out their hair.
You got 5 years. We got 5 years and a possession coming up. You got time. But yeah, no, like I like Erzabeth as like a villain. She definitely like represented the, I guess, like the more original Castlevania villains, like as Dracula or like Elizabeth Bartley, where they didn't have much going for them.
Just villains being villains.
Yeah.
So Drolta for me personally, and I'm kind of reaching here, kind of represents the villains in the later games. Like say Bronner and like Barlow from Order of Ecclesia.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even like Graham Jones and like Cecilia Faulkner as well. Like Faulkner. Like she represents probably the more complex, more in-depth villains, while Erzabeth feels like more of like just like Dracula, you know?
Yeah, no, I absolutely
But at least Dracula made more sense to be cool.
Well, I feel like the showrunners and the writers and the creators, they kind of knew that, like, we are not going to be able to top Dracula of all characters. Obviously.
No, and honestly, speaking of Dracula, like I kept bringing up how I wanted Soma to get a show in the future, but it would not make sense with how season 4 of the original show ended.
I mean, if they
who knows, guys?
Who knows? I mean, he could instead be possessed by chaos. Like for some reason,
where his powers come from.
I for some reason I am like so fixated on chaos in the Castlevania lore and universe, and I really want them to incorporate some of that into the show because I think it would be so cool.
I think it would be cool if we got a show on Shanoa and the Morris clan first, and then we got a show on Soma. I feel like that would work better chronologically because then it can explain, like, depending on how Nocturne finishes, like officially, assuming we're getting in the night and Nocturne.
Let's go.
Assuming I'm not assuming anything. Okay. I feel like it will be a very interesting way of seeing Richter become kind of like ashamed and low-key disillusioned with everything and passing the win over to the Morris clan and then him fucking off for a while. Yeah. And then we're seeing like how other groups of people come together trying to stop like the forces of evil, like with the Order of Ecclesia, like what the Morris clan wants to do. And you can even bring the N64 games into this as well if you really wanted to. Give me Cornell, please.
Absolutely.
A good guy Dracula is still alive somewhere in this continuity, so it's more difficult to follow the games at the moment. Yeah, but honestly, who knows what's gonna fucking happen?
We still don't know where Dracula's at right now.
Yeah, who knows? To be honest with you, obviously Dracula didn't want to turn Lisa into a vampire and everything like that. But honestly, who knows what the fuck's gonna happen?
Like, I would kill for like maybe a limited series or a smaller spinoff where we find out what the fuck was going on with Alucard and Olrox, and B maybe
one-shot comics.
Maybe like Alucard at some point found out that, hey, your dad is very much alive.
Your parents are still alive, Bessie.
Your parents are still alive, so maybe he like tries to go look for Dracula.
Maybe that's what he was doing the 300 years that he was not sleeping.
Maybe.
I mean, he was in Japan.
And India.
When are we getting Genya, please? Do you think Alucard has like an Indian identity, apparently?
No.
Oh no. He's Mr. Worldwide.
You know, I just think that it's kind of funny that we started talking about Erzabeth, but we just did not give enough about her and then we started talking about anyone else.
Okay, do we think that they were both truly in love Like, was there some sort of love, but like not like for both?
For both.
I feel like there's like something, but not.
I feel like Elizabeth had more feelings for Drolta than Drolta did for Elizabeth.
Yeah, I feel like
with how the season ended.
Yeah, Drolta, I feel like bamboozled her from like the start. Like she was like, I'm just gonna lure her in and just be like, I'll use her from the start and try to see how it goes. And then Elizabeth like sort of was like, okay. Very sounds great.
I don't know how you got your pink hair, but I like it.
No, I agree. I absolutely agree with that. I feel like Elizabeth did love Drolta maybe more as like a possession in a way, whereas Drolta was like heavily focused on Sekhmet.
Yeah.
Like that was her greatest love
more than anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just did not really give really that much about Elizabeth enough as a character to be like, oh my god, I love you so much, you know. Like everyone else, I could tell you something I like about them. Elizabeth, I just don't care enough about her, you know.
Yeah.
Like I can even tell you something I like about the Abbot. I like his night creatures.
I like how he died.
I like how he was murdered by his daughter, deservingly.
Okay, guys, I like her persona.
No, that is very understandable. I will say, for me personally, there wasn't a character in Nocturne where I absolutely like despised or hated or didn't want to see them.
Well, I hate the Abbot, so.
Well, there wasn't
like we all hated the Abbot.
Yeah, but there wasn't any character who, when they were on screen, I like wanted to fast forward, or I like looked away, like, oh my god, get them on my screen. In comparison to the original series, with like a few characters that I will not name.
Don't get me started with the original series, because then we would be here for another 3 hours. Okay,
I got 4 characters in mind.
You know, we can go on like Instagram Live or TikTok Live or like anywhere else, and we can yap about the original show. Okay, we do not have the time.
No, but like in comparison to the original show, which I still like adore and love. There wasn't a character in Nocturne who I just like hated, even Elizabeth. Like she's definitely like,
I love you, girl.
She's definitely at the bottom.
I love my lesbians.
List. She's definitely on my bottom list of favorite characters. But yeah.
But I feel like we can all agree that the top ships of this show was definitely Richter and Annette and Olrox and Mizrach.
Yes. Definitely.
Like 100,000%.
Yeah.
But
love them.
Yeah, we love our gay people and
love my queers,
and also our gay people in straight relationships.
It's so true.
But yeah, I don't know. What else do you want to talk about before we end the live at the 2-hour mark?
I mean, what can you say about the animation that hasn't been said already?
It's beautiful.
Like all the clips going viral on
oh my god
on social media. Like holy shit.
It was I can't. I'm so happy with the season. Like I have nothing to complain about really. Like it's just it was just great for me. I don't know. It gave me oxygen. It was Can we talk about like Alucard's like when his eyes went red?
Oh my god!
The way his voice got so deep, like amazing. You've been taking testosterone. What
like,
happened?
Who is this?
Who took your estrogen?
Like
the testosterone is coming back.
Like there were multiple scenes, especially during the last 2 episodes and during the fight scenes, where I was like, who was stabbing who in the voice booth?
Like, are you
also
okay?
I've been seeing a lot of people compare Castlevania Nocturne season 2 with Arcane season 2. I can't give too much of an opinion on that because I haven't seen Arcane.
So I have I have watched both seasons of
Me
Arcane.
too.
Arcane season 1, I think, is a masterpiece. I agree with everybody on that. Season 2, I think, is really good. It's really good, especially on the animation portion and the art. It is a phenomenally looking show.
Yes,
but when you think about, the writing decisions and the narrative decisions and where the characters went, you start to see the cracks in it. Like the more you think about it.
Yeah. I saw people online say that they like how the black characters were portrayed in Castlevania rather than in Arcane.
Yeah, I saw those debates as well, and I do agree. It was poor Mel and Savika and literally everyone else.
Someone on Twitter, I know I'm getting off topic, but someone posted a piece of fan art of Mizrach and Olrox in a cowboy AU.
Yes,
oh my god, Luca!
I saw that. I love it.
Was Luca, shout out.
Shout out. But yeah, I loved this season. It was a really, I think, honestly, I think it was better than the first season, but I think that's finally because we got more.
Yes. Oh yeah, definitely.
And do you remember when Netflix posted the first 3 episodes on Twitch?
No, literally.
I was at the hospital, so I did not.
I was actually getting ready and on my way to work when that was happening, so I wasn't able to watch the 3rd episode, but I saw the first 2.
When the live went out, I was like, the live ended just when I couldn't get into the live right in time, so I didn't get to see Olrox and Mizrach pinning each other against the wall, and so my mutual sent me a screenshot, and they were like, what the fuck is going on? Are they gay? What's going on, guys? It was
the gay bitches.
oh my god, these bitches.
Oh my god, the queers.
But when I watched this season, I ended it and I thought of that one gif that was absolute cinema.
Yes.
Yeah, just a totally solid season. In many ways, I think it was stronger than the season 2 of the original show, because
me too.
We got almost everyone from the original games that mattered. Okay,
yeah,
we didn't get Grant in the first show, so Also, I just passed by your tweet where I was like, can't believe Alucard is the first Mizrach shipper.
Guys, my OG.
Also, yes, there are fan art where we get Harry Mizrach, by the way, if anyone was curious.
Good.
Ooh.
Good.
Ooh. This is just gonna be the Mizrach episode of the Comic Fanatic Live.
Excellent.
Yes. But what more can we say that we haven't actually talked about? I mean, we could talk about what we want to see in future seasons or future spin-off shows.
Do we want to talk about Alucard's ending line?
What was his ending line again?
Where he was talking about how he was seeing everything around him, he wants to have something precious and new, and people don't want to surrender it, and they would rather die. And so he was talking about how he wants that.
I don't know, but first we need to get you your boyfriend back, and then we can hashtag bring Ludmilla into Castlevania Nocturne.
I don't know. I kind of interpreted that line of his as him finally realizing it's I don't have to constantly be alone because of my immortality, and I'm gonna stick around because the 1800s, especially in France, is a whack ass time in history. So much shit happens. And I'm gonna stick around for it.
Yeah,
Reign of Terror with Napoleon.
Okay, I've already brought this up, but is there any other characters in the Castlevania franchise that you would like to see a spin-off show for? It could be from past or after this point. Because I would kill for a Leon show.
Lament of Innocence, please.
Please. I would kill for a Lament of Innocence thing where we see Dracula actually kind of become Dracula.
Yes. Oh, that'd be really cool.
And just and I was thinking about this today, and actually all week, because I feel
oh my god, I just remember something.
What?
That we didn't bring up in the Mizrach section. So you know how in in the Bible that Eve was tempted to eat the
apple.
God.
Yeah.
By the snake.
Yep.
Olrox is the snake.
He's the snake. He's the snake.
Thank you, random Twitter person, for reminding me that. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot about that. I was just gonna not bring that up. I hate myself for that. Anyways.
But yeah, going back to a possible Lament of Innocence adaptation, I feel like in terms of sheer spectacle, Nocturne Season 2 is gonna be the peak. It's gonna be the pinnacle, because where else can they go with this? But something that I take into account as a writer myself is that it doesn't matter if you're writing about the destruction of a universe or the destruction of a very close friendship, as long as you make the audience care about what's happening. And adapting a story like Lament of Innocence, that is such a downer story.
In so many ways.
Yeah, it has one of the saddest endings of any of the games.
Yeah.
If they were to really go hard into the interpersonal relationships and the dramatics of Leon and Matthias, I think it would be an amazing
Doomed Yaoi, the OG
the OG toxic Yaoi, exactly.
But I think that would be really cool. I think it would be pretty nice if we did get a game on either Christopher or Simon, because their original games don't have much to it, but we do get more in their sequel games. For Christopher, we do get to see that his son got kidnapped by Dracula and his forces, and Christopher has to open up another can of whoop ass on Dracula's ass and save his son and everything, and that could be a really good father-son moment. And then with Simon, you can get to see him dealing with the curse that Dracula placed on him, or whoever placed a curse on him, and him having to be dealing with people who do not make any fucking sense, and having to go resurrect Dracula and bring him back. Yeah,
that would be a great thing to adapt.
So just but I don't know what else I want to talk about. We're already past the 2-hour mark, so I don't. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Go watch.
Go watch it. Go rewatch it.
Yeah.
For the sake of the animators and all the people that worked on it.
Jake, you can start playing the ending music now. If you're hearing this. There we go. Yeah, Jake's getting tired. So anyways, I'm glad that you guys decided to join my dumbass and yap for 2 hours about Castlevania.
No problem.
Absolutely.
We might, honestly,
so much fun.
when the live ends, we're probably just going to talk more about Castlevania anyways.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because this is one of my favorite things ever.
It's my special interest, guys, for 4 years. I cannot let this go.
Nope, never. We've dedicated too much of our lives about this.
Yeah.
I have dedicated my time, my money, and also my body, because I have Castlevania tattoos to this series.
Oh, I wish
so much. I don't know what I want to get. But anyways, please follow all of us. I will be sent. Please send me your guys' socials later so I can send it to you guys.
Yes.
But yeah, Jake, you can end the live now. Jesus Christ, this music is so long. Jake,